Hey guys, 26. I'm doing a little channel update just because I haven't been doing a lot of videos like I should be doing, but I'm gonna start getting to like doing more videos, and that brings up this video. I'm gonna be talking about like coming to the end of the format and what to expect at the beginning of the next format. We'll be talking about that, and then like I usually do when it comes towards the ban list, I'll do a ban list prediction just because the last 2 or 3 times I've done it, a lot of people actually like it. So I may do that again. And my last two, my second one was slightly off. My first one I had it dead on right, and I got the ban list basically nailed down. I think the only thing I didn't expect was Tsukiyomi being bumped up to 2. I think that was the only thing I didn't expect. But so right now, this current format, you obviously know E-Dragons are ruling this current format. But at the end of this next format, people think, oh, they're gonna be hurt and like they'll be down, and then like newer decks are gonna take over. Knowing Konami, they're not gonna hurt E-Dragons extremely unless they actually like change their ways and actually do it. Like if you look at their past history, they'll hit like 2 cards for each deck. So for spellbooks, it's probably to be Judgment and Secrets. For E-Dragons, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit Draco Sack and if they hit Super Rejuvenation, just because Super Rejuvenation gives the deck way too much draw power. Draco Sack, I say, is just because they mainly loop into the Draco Sack. That's mainly what they go for, and that's why they only usually play 2 Big Eye. Um, but yeah, so mainly the only way you usually get around E-Dragons is either A, you play Spellbooks, B, you get Evil Swarms and you like go off and easily just get field locked down, or if you like you run your hand traps like Maxi or Valor, because if you play E-Dragons, they go there baby, you chain Maxi, you're gonna get that one draw, and they most likely will stop. Or I saw at Nats, there was this one guy, he played through Maxi, and it proved to be very bad because he played a guy, and the guy main Swift Scarecrow, and the guy drew 12 cards, and he should never have let him draw 12 cards, and it was just ridiculous. Because he just went off with the dragon, then he decided the Monster Reborn, then Overlay, and make it even worse. So he shouldn't have even done it. But yeah. And then for coming up with the next format, I'm mainly excited for next format, but I'm also afraid for Constellars for next format because um what my friends have been telling me is Constellars are supposed to get new support in Judgment of the Light. And I'm trying to think if there's even possibly any like support I can think off the top of my head that's going to be in that set. But I thought the last thing for support that was going to come out was in Tachyon, was the Somber and the Omega. Because I thought that kind of just like was it for the deck. The deck can't get out of anything else than it can. And at Nats, you saw quite a few Constellar decks, and the price of the deck went up, which surprised me. But what I'm also hoping to see, like hoping not to see. I don't know why I said see. Like I want to see it, but um, Konami has had the tendency, like with Gishki. Gishki had this amazing loop, and then they stopped it because they got rid of the card. But what Fire Fist this next format in Judgment of the Light, not chicken, it's not called chicken, it's like Rooster or something, but it got announced. So now Fire Fists have a 3-axis build, or if you play 3-axis and then you just run like 1 level 4, which is mainly usually your bear. But Fire Fists now have like a really good setup for next format just because they're now gonna get chicken, Rooster. Sorry, if I say chicken, it's just Rooster. They're now gonna get Rooster, and it's gonna make their sinking ability really easy. But the reason why I think the deck may get hit is because they have Tenki, and Tenki is just like amazing card for the deck, just because it rotas anything, and most of the Fire Fist cards can set it and then activate it, so it's really a good card. And it also does benefit Constellars just because you play your costs, and you can search our costs or the players who play the 1 bear. But yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tenki went down to like 1 or 2. I'd be shocked if it went down to 1. I think the card's not like, I know the card's really good, and 3's kind of like really good. But 1 or 2 would kind of slow down the deck. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if it was 1. But yeah, so for next format, I expect if I expect any deck, I expect Dragons still to be kind of roaming, and then Fire Fists will be competing with their Rooster if they don't get like hit with 10 key. But what Konami did with windups, they put Zenmighty down the 1, and they thought that was enough. But windups still had their amazing loop, and they still kept topping regionals. But then came February, they put Magician down to 1, and then they banned Mighty. So I think that's what they may do with E-Dragons. Spellbooks, it's only 2 cards, and then the deck kind of slows down. Everyone thought Priestess was too broken. It's not really broken. There's like barely any people playing it anymore. Priestess's price has dropped so much. I actually want to play spellbooks, but no one actually like wants to get rid of their spellbooks because they still think it's a pretty pricey deck when it's not. I've seen Priestess being sold for 20, 25, and 30. 30 if it's like I've only seen one. 25 is average. 20 is pretty low. But yeah, I really want to make spellbooks. So if any of you viewers right now have a spellbook deck you'd be willing to sell, no side or extra required. I have the side and extra, but the main deck with Judgments, Masters, etc., all that stuff, hit me up and I will be willing to buy. I'll offer you my price. I've had people ask me in the past if I want to buy it, and then they tell me a price, and I tell them no. I told you I'd give you my price, and usually people will negotiate with prices whenever I buy, but then there's some people who will get mad and say I'm ripping them off when I explain to them that usually when I buy, I'll sell it back off, but if not, then I'll keep it for myself. But yeah, so this is the Creator 6 out.